Well, hello everybody. It's Charles Kemp and my friend, Mr. Jerome Chestnut, the town manager of Fairmont. Mr. Magic, I call him, Mr. Wonderful, and you'll know why I say that in just a few minutes. One of the unfortunate things in federal, local, state government is that people who hold offices are condemned for things that don't get happen, don't get done, and sometimes get blamed for things that aren't their responsibility in the first place, and don't get thanked, attaboy, pat on the back, for things that they do accomplish. Today, our video is going to be primarily about what wasn't done and we got criticized for it, and what now is getting done, and there's a jar of crickets out there. And I'm not trying to incur anyone's wrath or anger. I'm just trying to tell it like it is. I have learned over the years to be blunt. I didn't used to be that way. I'm a school teacher. You can't hurt kids' feelings. But I am going to say this now, and then I'm going to turn the mic over to and the video over to Mr. Chestnut because he's the primary mover on this particular topic. When we don't do something right, tell us we're wrong. But when we do something right, pat us on the back and say, that was a great job. Thank you very much. We've made some successful moves lately. The man to my right has got some things accomplished. And I'm going to turn the stage over to Mr. Chestnut and let him tell you some of the things that we've got going on in Fairmont. Mr. Chestnut.
Yes, sir. So, as always, it's nice to talk to, hang out with the mayor and talk to the listeners out there. I want to talk to the listeners out there about two projects that we got going on and what has led up to these two projects. And we're talking about code enforcement, and that's been a popular topic really over the last 2 years about cleaning up the town. We've carried this on our shoulders. We understand how our community looks. We're doing our best to clean it up, Mr. Mayor. We have talked about this months, finishing up the last budget season. And we talked about 2025 being a year of action. So, we had a very good budget season, finishing up last year to put money towards code enforcement this year. And we started out by just putting $20,000 towards code enforcement and fixing issues in the town. Where that money doesn't go far, but we prioritize things in the town that needs to be cleaned up, that are close to schools, that are close to first responder properties and that sort of thing. One of the things that we were able to accomplish, and it's still in the process, we had a building owned by a nonprofit organization close to one of our schools. And that building was unsightly. It was a danger to the community. It was a danger to the surrounding homes. And it was dangerous for our kids to walk down that street and have to walk by that building knowing that it could collapse at any time. That building was also holding up a street improvement project for the street next to it. And the paving company that we assigned to work to said they wouldn't pave the road until that building would at least come down. So right now we're in the process of bringing that building down. It's a pile of rubble, as if you drive by there and look at it today, and the contractor will be hauling that building away this week. One of the things that took us so long to get this way is that the nonprofit that owned the property went defunct. So we reached out to other community partners, the nonprofit organization at the state level. They were able to partner with us and provide most of the funding for this project. And the town came on the backside and provided some funding. And that's what a true partnership looks like. I do not expect for our taxpayers to foot the bill on all these cleanups without having partners in the community and organizations that can help us, along with getting the buy-in from the property owners. So this has taken just over a year to get this particular property down, as it decayed over the past 5 years. That's one of the properties, a huge success story for the town. We also have another burned out structure on Thompson Street that we're in the process of bringing down. And that process was a little bit more difficult. The property owner that owns that property was in a nursing facility for a while, was still in a nursing facility. And then also, there was a trustee over his estate.
One word, Mr. Chestnut, lawyer.
Yes, yes.
Anytime, and I hope there's no lawyers listening to this, and I have to call you up and ask you to represent me. Lawyers, all you got to say is that one word, and that shows you right there how the turtle comes out. It's not the rabbit anymore, it's the turtle.
Yeah. So working with attorneys, realtor, the trustee of the estate itself, to really figure out how we can get this property down. This burned out structure was close to a school, also within a baseball's throw of a school. And also the neighbors having to deal with rodents and pests coming from that property. So we were able to, get that building torn down, and it's piled up, waiting to be hauled off. And we're hoping that property is going to be clear this week also. One of the things that I've done over the past couple of months is really get our planning board involved in code enforcement in the town. Get me more eyes on the community to help us prioritize these projects going forward. The planning board met last Thursday. We had a very good meeting about code enforcement, and our planning board, along with our board of commissioners, are really wanting to kick this up another notch. And they've identified the next property that we're going to target. That's within a baseball throw to school, and that's another burned out mobile home. So we hope to reach out to that owner, talk to them about how we can make this safer for the kids, how we can enhance the appearance of our community, and keep these things moving forward, Mr. Mayor. So I'm grateful for the staff help that I've gotten. I'm thankful for the Board of Commissioners setting aside this money in the budget, and I know our citizens are happy to see these things come down in our community, but just to build this partnership going forward, we have executed on what we have as a promise to our citizens to clean up the community, and it's happening, Mr. Mayor, so today I'm happy.
Well, one of the things that the average citizen, I'm not condemning anybody in this town, but the average citizen, and if I wasn't involved in government, I would probably be right in that group that I'm speaking about. They just do not know the procedures and the processes that must take place, because if we leapfrog a system or a methodology or a process, a man or a woman in a black robe is going to be sitting in front of a court and saying, you can't do that. It took a commissioner and I, when I was a commissioner before I became mayor in 21, it took us 6 years.
Yes, sir.
6 years to take down or have a house taken down. The same person that's taken down the house in the Masonic building took this house down 6 years. Why? Because we had to jump through every loop and cross every T and dot every I. The average citizen doesn't understand that.
Most
They
definitely.
think they can pick the phone up, call up here and say, Mayor, I need such and such removed. Can't do that. The first thing I'm gonna have to do is say, let me talk to Mr. Chestnut. He's the administrator. I am not. Well, but you're the mayor. It doesn't matter. You're the president. It wouldn't matter. I still got to talk to Mr. Chestnut, because that's the way city government works in Fairmont, North Carolina, according to our charter.
Most definitely.
So Mr. Chestnut, first thing he's got to do is, as my former principal at Fairmont High School, Dr. Dallas Freeman used to say, Charlie, I got to see how I come out.
That's right. That's right.
He's got to look at the money. July 1st, the new budget started. Man's got some more money to work with. He ran out of money in the last budget year. That's something y'all need to consider. But the last thing, and then I'm gonna shut up. Y'all can go about your business, and mow your grass and move all the weeds out from under your shrubbery, whatever. Call us and don't just fume and put stuff on Facebook. At least let us try to get things corrected for you. Fairmont's moving forward.
Most
Whether you know that or not, it is moving forward. Thanks for listening, and we'll be back next month with a less incendiary topic.
Yes.
Maybe we won't set your TV or your phone on fire.
Yes, sir.
Man's doing a great job here. Really
We
is.
appreciate you.